Well, I was planning just to chill for the evening and recenter and ground myself a little bit because my head has been all over the place. But for some reason, my eyes just kept being pulled by my Egyptian tarot deck, which I haven't touched in a while, actually, simply because it's gonna sound bad, but I forgot I had it. I just put it on the side on my little decorative shelf, and yeah, as you do, having ADHD, you just forgot it exists. Right, okay, so let me just shuffle quickly and see what the message from this deck for my collective might be. Since it's Egyptian deck, it might be for my old souls or for healers or for somebody who is currently going through some healing. But okay, let me just get cards to get to that message. Right, okay, Three of Cups with a Knight of Cups. There's a Wheel of Fortune and the Empress. So I feel like, yeah, this is energy of like moving towards like lightness, joy, happiness. I feel that you like coming out on top, like, you know, with this Wheel of Fortune, like the wheel is turning. So if you've been speaking of that healing, so maybe you have been going through a longer period of that where you wasn't necessarily kind of, you know, yourself, or maybe you haven't been fully in that divine energy and this like sureness of yourself, what is coming through with that. With this Knight of Cups and Three of Cups, I feel that maybe for a longer period of time you've shut your heart away from any kind of romantic possibilities, but it feels like there's some kind of arrival in your life, and for some of you, I'm kind of picking up with this, that, you know, somebody that you might possibly have in your circle, or somebody with whom you've got some kind of friendship base with, or somebody with who you know like briefly but not like deeply. And I feel that, you know, this connection is going to be developing into something fated, into something, you know, like with this Empress, something like kind of genuine, nurturing, something good. And I keep looking on this Venus sign as well on the top. Hold on, just freaking lost it. Yeah, looking at that Venus sign as well, which obviously is a planet of love. So I feel love is a very predominant, yeah, Queen of Cups on the bottom as I'm saying this. So I feel like the love is going to be this predominant substance in your nearest future. Especially if you, yeah, because looking at that Devil at the bottom of that Wheel of Fortune, especially if you've been feeling yourself to be maybe not so much negative, but like disbelieving in love, or maybe like, you know, you've escaped some toxic relationships before, some toxic cycles that you finish. And yeah, Seven of Cups is coming out as well. There's a lot of cups. So with the Seven of Cups, I feel like, you know, a lot of you have plenty of choices, or maybe even to the point of like being confused. Yeah, this Queen of Cups is coming out. So being confused with where you want to place your heart or who you want to invest this energy in. But I feel that, and I feel, yeah, this definitely speaks like, you know, there's a lot of interest around you at the moment. And I feel it happens because of your glow up, because of that change within yourself. Like, you know, something shifted, something changed inside of you. And with that change, with the acceptance of your own value and realizing your own value and seeing yourself for who you truly are and appreciating yourself most of all and giving that love to yourself as well. I feel that all of a sudden, like, you know, things has changed. And you having like a lot of eyes on you and a lot of interest here with the Seven of Cups. And with this Knight of Cups, I feel like, yeah, and specifically with this Three of Cups. So it feels like somebody that you know, somebody that you might be friends with, is wanting to kind of come forward and express their feelings to you. But with the Seven of Cups next to this Queen of Cups, I feel that, you know, maybe in some parts, oh, Ace of Wands is here as well. So maybe in some parts, this person feels that have some kind of apprehension with coming forward, because of, you know, seeing you as that high value and seeing you like literal ray of sunshine. Like, this is quite important because it's like this literal like glow of sun around this Empress on this card. So I feel somebody sees you in a very good light and like as that high value, and maybe in some ways they do feel that you have a lot of options around yourself. Yeah, there's a Six of Pentacles as well. So this like speaks heavily about that balance being restored in your life. And I feel it, yeah, it speaks yet again about you first and most of all, like, you know, just because you've unlocked something just by loving yourself, as simple as that, well, as simple as that saying it. You've been through so much in life that for you to get to that place of self-love, it's been a work. it's been a hard work for you, and you've done it, and with this Ace of Wands, it feels like a new passionate beginning. Some kind of passion is waking up within somebody in regards to you. That's what I'm kind of strongly really picking up with this. Oh my God, there's a Hierophant on the bottom, so somebody is thinking about that higher commitment to you. And also maybe second layer to that, it feels that, you know, you stepping into a role of some kind of spiritual teacher, spiritual healer. Coming back to the beginning of the message, there was like, you know, this healing energy in here. Yeah, there's an Ace of Cups and this Hierophant, definitely. So it feels that, you know, this self-love that you kind of started it all with, like, you know, you by realizing that it all starts with yourself. It all starts with, you know, how you, when you look in the mirror and what you're saying to yourself, what you're thinking about yourself, you know, all of that is very important, because everything on the outside is just a reflection of how we feel about ourselves inside. And looking again above the Hierophant, there's a Mars symbol. So I feel like this drive and this passion, like with this Ace of Wands as well, you are very unapologetic, I feel, about going for what you want and not selling yourself short anymore, and not giving away your energy to people, situation, places that were draining you. Like, you know, you are very good with cutting off everything that doesn't feel good or doesn't kind of reciprocate your energy correctly. Like, you know, you're not allowing yourself to be breadcrumb. You're not allowing people to take a piss, literally, anymore. Yeah, there's a Seven of Wands on the bottom, so this like speaks about this being guarded, but guarded in a very good way. Like, you know, you're protecting your energy now. You don't feel like you lacking something anymore. Maybe in the past you did. Maybe in the past you were feeling like there's something wrong with you, that you need to change, that, you know, you are too much, and but finally you are arriving at this realization that no, you're not. No, you're not. A lot of people got a lot of growing up to do, too much to your and I feel it's not like you're not in like big-headed in any way. Like, you know, you're a very humble person, and even though you respect yourself a lot more and you see that growth of yourself and you're proud of that as well, but I feel like, yeah, coming back to you not being like big-headed about it at all. And I feel like this is precisely what makes you even more attractive, like this humbleness of yours. You loving yourself quietly, like, you know, you don't necessarily you know, scream it to the world. You're not massively selfish person, you know, you're still very giving and very nurturing, and your heart is always open, but you've learned to protect that heart a lot more, and you've now know what value you bring into the table. And yeah, looking at that Six of Pentacles again, and that Hierophant, so I feel like, you know, you don't want to invest your energy or your time into anything that isn't serious, isn't real. Like, you know, you are sick of this fantasy. Maybe like, yeah, Seven of Cups I'm looking on again. So maybe in the past you've you relied, not so much relied on your fantasy, but you allowed your fantasy to take over. You've allowed, you know, this little fantasy world of yours, because you're coming out as a creative person as well here. Yeah, Queen of Wands as well. So as I'm saying this, you know, creative energy. So you are very driven, passionate and creative. So I feel like, you know, because of that, maybe you allowed previously your imagination to cloud your judgment. But I feel like, you know, you've grown so much right now that, you know, it's not so easy to follow. You're not as naive as you used to be. And I feel this being naive comes from the place of a good heart, like, you know, not stupidity or anything like this. Like, you know, you just got a very good heart and you always want to see that good in people and that fucked you over in the past. But, you know, a lot is changing. Oh my God. Queen of Wands and Knight of Wands. Is that Queen or is that King? I can never tell on these cards. No, that's a King of Wands. That is a King of Wands. Hold on, let me just like double confirm it with my book. Yes, obviously it is a King. But yeah, my God, King of Wands and Knight of Wands in here. Oh my God. So I feel like this refers to somebody who you've sparked some kind of passion within, and I feel that maybe initially they've acted a little bit like this Knight energy, you know, not really kind of making themselves stable, like, you know, maybe there's like an inconsistent energy coming through with that. So I feel that, you know, they might have been like hot and cold, like, you know, there might have been some kind of sexual attraction in here, but, you know, there was no this seriousness and commitment that you're looking for, and that's why maybe in some ways you kind of retracted your energy back to yourself. And feeling with that, speaking of that Three of Cups previously, so like, you know, it feels that it might refer to somebody you might have met at some public setting, or, you know, in online as well, like, you know, And it feels, oh my god, hold on, let me just tune into this, because it's such a, like, I've got thrown off track a little bit. So yeah, coming back to this Three of Cups, and there was this Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands. So I feel the person that you've initially met, the person that, you know, in some way got your heart in here with this Queen of Cups and this Ace of Cups, this Ace of Wands, I feel like, you know, you felt it to be some very important spark that kind of, you know, ignited inside of you. And I feel like, you know, you straight away recognize the person, the connection. But I feel, you know, since they were coming out, they had been in this energy of the Knight of Wands, but I feel with this King of Wands, I feel something changed. And I'm looking at this Wheel of Fortune, so I feel something changed within them as well. Like, you know, there is some kind of growth that happened with them as well, like, you know, sins crossing paths with you, because yeah, like, yet again, like, you know, this Empress and this Hierophant, you coming out as some kind of spiritual teacher, you literally coming into people's life and you awaken them. And it comes from a place of you being so honest with yourself, and that's the way you are with other people. You know, you are very honest. You don't entertain any energy of bullshit. And I feel in that way, like, you know, that's why this Knight of Wands, this person kind of felt this strong pull towards you and attraction towards you. But I feel there's like a big energy, because looking at these horses, so it's the big energy of them like kind of making a runner or taking another direction, because maybe at the time they were not ready to kind of see themselves or grow. But, you know, having King of Wands as well, so it feels that, you know, the level up is happening now. There's something that is currently happening within them. Okay, can we just get a little bit more? Oh my god, yeah, as I'm saying, there's death on the bottom, so there's a big energy of transformation, and I feel like you transform them. Page of Cups is coming out as well. My god, there's a lot of cups. Page of Cups here, that's death is definitely coming out. So yeah, I feel like, you know, with this Page of Cups and this death, so I feel like this is what's changing within them. They kind of drop in this lower vibration maybe, or maybe like avoiding that stepping up and avoiding that growth. King of Swords as well. So, oh god, yeah, so I feel like there's some kind of clarity that this person has achieved thanks to you. We've got a Page of Pentacles as well, as much as that Page of Cups. Wow, okay, this is interesting. We've got a lot of court cards. So I feel in big sense, oh my god, and a Knight of Swords. So yeah, can you like see with this, like him like writing here on that tablet? So I feel that this is precisely the energy of that person that wants to kind of come forward and communicate something here with this Knight of Swords. And then there's like an energy of them, yeah, like there's this cap above his head. So I feel like, you know, they all in their feels about you, they thinking about you a lot. In some ways I feel they might be like drafting some kind of message, you know, editing it, checking it, and obviously making sure that, you know, it's all worthy of a queen before they press that send. They don't want to kind of say anything stupid. I'm kind of feeling Six of Wands as well on the bottom. So that's like the energy of success. Oh, Ten of Swords is jumping out in reverse. There's Four of Wands that is coming out as well. And yeah, and the Six of Wands. So I feel like, you know, with this Ten of Swords in reverse, so maybe they have felt weighed down by their own healing, and they might have been struggling to step up, coming back to what we just said. There's like a, yeah, I feel like heavy weight being on their shoulders, and maybe that's and I feel this unworthiness coming through a little bit. Maybe not so much unworthiness, but I feel like in some ways they feel like they way behind in their growth or something like that they've had a lot to overcome in order to kind of, yeah, looking at that death and there's balanced scales on it. So I feel that, you know, they might have not felt worthy of your attention, of your connection. They felt like, you know, in some ways maybe they fucked it up. But yeah, with this Ten of Swords, Four of Wands, and the Six of Wands, I feel like, you know, there's a big energy here of reconciliation and, you know, and this connection and coming like literally on top and becoming successful, like, you know, with the Six of Wands. And I feel like they like, you're looking at this crossed swords as well on this card. So I feel like, you know, at the moment they might be still a little bit closed off, or maybe a little bit unavailable what's coming through, but deep inside, and you're looking at all this, you know, the energy of thinking of you and wanting to, I feel like there's like this big want, yeah, with this energy of wands, King of Wands, Knight of Wands, like they want to rush in but they stop in themselves, like, you know. And I feel it has a lot to do with this weight of this swords on their shoulders, but with it like jumping out in reverse, I feel like they, oh, there's a Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. So I feel this speaks about you know, two very intellectual people, and very possibly people who live a little bit in their head. But also with this Queen of Swords, I feel like, you know, you might have put them back in their place in some way, or maybe said something like, you know, very honestly. And I feel you might be in some ways feeling that you have been too harsh, or you should have been softer, you should have been gentler with them, that, you know, maybe that wouldn't push them away. But I feel, because yeah, I'm looking at the 10 of Pentacles as well on the bottom, so I feel that this is exactly what they needed. It might seem harsh and horrible, but I feel this is precisely what triggered this big transformation and this big awakening in them. And there's something coming to an end here with this 10 of Swords and this Death here. There's something coming to an end in their life. And fuck my life, there's Emperor here as well. Oh my God, and another knight. Do we have all the knights? Wow. So yeah, 10 of Pentacles with the Emperor hiding behind. And we started this reading with the Empress. So I feel like this speaks about two people who are literal mirror of energy. And and yeah, hold on, because what did I, oh my God, there's Judgment as well. Judgment is here too. So I feel like this is like the big energy of that wake up call that they're having right now about this connection of yours. And yeah, coming back to this nice, that we had all of them now. Do I see all the horses? Yeah, all the horses are here. So yeah, with the Knight of Pentacles, and I feel this refers to probably the pace that they moving through, or they used to move through, like, you know, things might have taken them a little while. Yeah, noticing 7 of Swords, 7 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups is on the bottom, 5 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, shit me, 5, 5, 5. So yeah, I feel like this is big energy of things moving, things taken off the ground. And I feel like, you know, something is happening in that background, like, you know, and something's happening with them currently that is making them not being able to no longer avoid this growth. Like, you know, they might have been trying to avoid it, but look at all these swords, all these knights, I was gonna say, Jesus Christ, like, you know, if that isn't screaming like somebody being on their way, like, you know, somebody finally, like, and I feel this might speak as well of them having, like, I don't want to say many faces, but maybe they, in some sense, what I'm kind of picking up with this energy, so there might be somebody who has got that of a rich personality, actually, that they might struggle to even figure themselves out. They might even struggle to kind of really get to the bottom of what is it that they definitely want from this life, or which direction to take. Because it feels like there's this split of like, oh, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, and I don't know. Like, you know, there's a bit of a confusion I'm feeling with all these knights coming out. So I feel like this specifically speaks about being pulled in many directions, maybe. And I feel that you, coming back to this Empress at the very beginning, you know, with all this honesty and truth that you came into their life, you help them ground that. And I feel that they finally starting to realize what is it that they want. And I feel very strongly that what is it that they want. Yeah, there's a Strength, 9 of Pentacles. The World is coming out, and the Star. So yeah, what they want that reunion with you. And we had that 4 of Wands as well in here. So I feel like, you know what, they finally kind of realizing the the importance of your appearance in their life. And I feel like they finally kind of gain this clarity, and like coming back to this Knight of Pentacles, and I feel this speaks of the way they move through life and they pace. So I feel they finally getting their shit together, and they gain this realization that, you know, you came as that wish come true, and they don't want to lose you, what I'm kind of just heard as well. And yeah, they're going through this big transformation. So yeah, expect this message from them, or expect some sort of communication or explanation or something, like, you know, you're gonna finally talk, is what I'm kind of really feeling with this. There will be some kind of clarity in regards to this. And all of that started with you loving yourself properly. Maybe when you entered this connection at the beginning, you were also still very insecure. Maybe, like, you know, meeting that person as well throughout this time of separation helped you to kind of achieve this better image of yourself, and maybe the better self-respect. And by doing that, you helping this person as well to step the fuck up. Wow, this is amazing. Right, love you. Bye.